Woman with dementia gets a new lease on life after making the boldest choice. Movies like The Notebook and Still Alice give viewers an unflinchingly real look at people who suffer from degenerative brain diseases. But, as upsetting as the symptoms are, real-life patients like Margaret Mackey prove happiness can still be achieved.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Margaret was an 83-year-old resident of the Northcare Suites care home in Edinburgh, Scotland, and even though she suffered from dementia, she knew how to make a name for herself. At a Christmas party one year, she left everyone in the room overwhelmed with awe. Margaret Mackey certainly isn't a household name, but in February 2020, she was very well on her way to become one. Despite suffering from dementia, she pulled off a stunt that left people across the planet in total awe. Margaret lived in Edinburgh, Scotland in the Northcare Suites care home, which was a facility that catered to elderly folks who required supervision. Margaret's family moved her there once she lost her independence. When Margaret was in her heyday, she actually worked as a whiskey distillery worker, and she was an expert when it came to spirits. But, as she grew older, like many people, her mind started to deteriorate. It's a tragic scenario, but as we age, we're susceptible to Alzheimer's and dementia, and it was the latter that afflicted Margaret. But, just because the 83-year-old's mindset was dwindling didn't mean her life was nearing its end. Enter a man named Jamie Lee Morley. He worked in the cafeteria of the housing unit Margaret lived in, and he took a special interest in the vibrant woman he saw every day. Jamie and Margaret formed a close bond, and he always gave her extra attention. Not only was Jamie someone who helped supply the elderly residents with their meals, but he also had a singing career on the side. Jamie was used to standing in front of a microphone and belting his heart out. His social media flaunted his recording skills, but it wasn't Jamie who caught the attention of Northcare residents, employees, and family members one afternoon. As Jamie was taking a mandatory stroll through the hallways of Northcare, he heard something incredible. He walked past a room and heard a perfect rendition of Elvis Presley's "Can't Help Falling in Love" being sung. Who was the voice behind this glorious classic? It was Margaret, and Jamie was blown away at the perfection of her voice. So, the two made an awesome arrangement at the following Christmas party. Jamie knew Margaret's voice couldn't be confined to the halls of the Northcare Center. No, people needed to hear this angelic sound, and Frank Sinatra's song "My Way" was the perfect introduction. Employees set up a karaoke machine for residents to belt out a cacophony of tunes during the party, but when Jamie and Margaret stepped up to the plate, the audience knew something special was about to happen. "I've loved singing and music since I was a little lad, and I could just tell that Margaret did, too. Her voice is amazing," said Jamie. The two joined forces, and afterwards, the crowd was left speechless. A standing ovation erupted for both Jamie and Margaret after the epic duo's rendition of Frank Sinatra's classic song. But, that was only the beginning of Margaret's musical career. After the success of the Frank Sinatra song, Jamie knew Margaret was something special, so he brought her to his own personal studio to record some tracks. Margaret Mackey was an expert with a microphone. Jamie knew talent, and Margaret was one of a kind. He spent years around people in the industry and knew a voice like Margaret's was far from common. He needed to get the sound out to the masses. So, right in the same studio he himself used, Jamie and Margaret recorded a professional version of "My Way" for a downloadable release. Amazingly, it actually landed on the list for most downloaded Amazon songs at the time. It's hard to believe, but Margaret and Jamie's version of "My Way" actually reached number 6 on Amazon's download charts, and at one point got to number 27 on iTunes' top 40. Here's something to put their massive success in perspective. Do the names Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande ring a bell? Well, they should, because they're two of the most popular musical artists of all time. But, Margaret Mackey outsold them both at one point. Margaret Mackey struggled on a daily basis, but when it came to singing, it's almost as if her brain gave way for a miraculous skill to come to fruition. Any future tracks might have some serious competition, though. Many seniors are more talented than we realize. Born in January of 1922, 97-year-old Austrian isn't like many other seniors her age. While others are just waiting out the clock, she still has plenty left to say before her final curtain call. "Old people are often excluded from life," she explains. "When you're old, life is a lonely land. All your relatives are gone, your friends are gone, and no one really cares. People don't want to hear the truth. But she was going to give it anyway. Please share this with your friends and family.